The power dies, and the first thing you check is the light. Then the fridge. Then the Wi-Fi. The top still works, so your brain relaxes. Water feels automatic. Twist, pour, drink. The lights lie. The water feels honest. Hours later, the grid is still down. News is thin. People talk about backup generators at the plant. Someone says if it flows, it is safe. Someone else says never touch it. Here is the truth. Top water does not flip from safe to poison in 1 second. It walks there in stages, pushed by pressure, time, and simple biology. If you understand those stages, you stop guessing. You know when to drink straight, when to store, when to treat, and when to stop trusting the top at all. This is how long your top water stays safe after the power dies, and what changes first. City water is a slow machine, not a light switch. Most systems work like this. Water sits in big tanks or towers above the town. Pumps push treated water into those tanks. Gravity and pressure push water from tanks into streets and houses. Treatment plants use power for pumps and for the gear that cleans and disinfects the water. Big storage tanks hold a cushion above the city. When the grid fails, 3 things still keep your top alive for a while. Stored water in the tanks, pressure in the pipes. What you need is disinfectant from treatment earlier in the day. That is why tops often run strong in the first hours of an outage. The system runs on stored water and pressure, even while the plant sits dark or on weak backup power. If treatment stopped 10 minutes ago, the water in the pipes and towers is still the same water that passed through filters and chemicals a short time before. It does not turn bad at the instant the pump motor stops. So in the early phase, your main risk is not mystery germs. Your main risk is wasting the safe water window. Most people leave tops running, flush often, and take one last normal shower while the pressure holds. They treat those early hours like a bonus round. A smarter move is simple. Store. Fill bottles, pots, jugs, tubs, and clean containers while the flow looks normal and clear. Put lids or covers on them. Set them aside. Those stored gallons sit outside whatever trouble hits the pipes later. They do not care what happens to pressure tonight. In that early window, the top is not a toy. It is a hose feeding your own small reserve before the big system starts to sag. Next, the sag hits. Pressure drops, color shifts, air spits from faucets. That is the moment when, if it flows, it is safe, stops being a smart shortcut. After the first few hours, the big system stops coasting. Tanks start to empty, pressure begins to drop. Backup generators, if they exist, burn fuel and get loud, or they fail and go quiet.
3 problems slowly wake up: pressure loss, backflow, stagnation. Pressure first. Normal systems keep water pushing outward, from the main lines into smaller pipes into your house. That push keeps dirty water around the network from sneaking in. When power is gone long enough, pumps slow or stop. High places in town lose flow first. Top floors and hill houses see weak tops or air spitting from fixtures. Lower spots still get a decent stream, but the overall push softens. Now, tiny leaks and broken seals become doors. Instead of clean water pushing out, outside water can seep in. Backflow next. Think about every low point in the system. Basements, street-level joints, places near flooded drains or old pipes. If pressure inside the pipe drops below pressure outside, any crack there can start feeding in whatever is around it. Groundwater, mud, sewage in worst cases. That does not rush in all at once. It seeps, mixes, and rides along with whatever water still moves. From your side of the top, the first signs are small. A tiny change in color, a faint smell, bubbles and spurts, sounds in the pipes when nobody is running water. Stagnation lasts. If sections of pipe sit with still water, leftover disinfectant gets used up. The chlorine or other chemicals that used to keep microbes in check fade. Any bacteria in the system now have a warm, still place to multiply. So, after some hours to a day, your risk shifts. Early on, danger is you wasted the good water. Later on, danger is you trusted the same tap even after the system behind it changed. The exact timing depends on your town, storage size, and whether crews had backup power ready. You do not need the exact minute. You need a simple rule in your head. Strong, clear flow in the first hours is your storage window. Once you see weak flow, odd color, or air, you treat anything new from the top as maybe dirty until proven otherwise.
Next, we walk through rough time bands, from the first hour out to several days, and what you should do with top water at each stage. You do not need lab gear. You need rough bands in your head. Window 1, first 0 to 2 hours after the power dies. Assuming this is a normal treated city system and nothing else is wrong, this is usually your safest and strongest window. Flow is steady, color is normal.
Pressure sounds like any other day. This is the store hard, drink easy phase. You fill every clean container you own. Bottles, pots with lids, buckets lined with bags, bathtub with a clean liner if you have one. You label drinking versus washing if you can. You can drink this water straight, but every sip you drink now is a sip you did not store, so you still lean towards storage. Window 2, roughly 2 to 12 hours. Now the picture starts to blur. Some places still have strong flow, others feel weaker. Tall buildings and hills see the change first. If the flow still looks clear and smells normal, you treat the top as probably safe, but do not waste it. You still store if you have space. You start thinking about treatment as a backup, filters, boiling, tablets. You drink tap water if you must, but you do not leave it running for long showers or constant flushing.
This is the watch and store window, window 3, roughly 12 to 48 hours. By now, if power is still out citywide, you act like the system is under stress, even if the top still flows. Pressure may pulse, some air may spit. Water might look slightly cloudy at first, then clear. From this point on, anything fresh from the top is maybe dirty by default. You still use it, but you move it through a filter or boil it before drinking. You give up long showers, you flush less. You keep raw top for washing floors and toilets, not for direct drinking. If the water comes out brown, smells off, or carries grit, you treat it as wash water only until it runs clear for a while. If it never clears, you store it separately and keep it out of your drinking system unless you have no other choice and strong treatment. Window 4, after 2 full days with no clear fix. At this point, you stop trusting any top as a primary drinking source unless you have official word that treatment and pressure are stable. You act like the network behind your faucet is broken. Any water that comes out is raw input. You store it, settle it, filter it, boil it, or mix methods before it reaches a mouth. You keep a hard line between known clean water you stored early and new water you collect later. One bad bucket poured into your good stash ruins the whole batch. You never mix maybe into yes.
If your top runs completely dry, then coughs back later when pumps half wake up, you treat that first return as dirty until it has been flowing clear for a long, steady stretch, and you know the plant is back. The exact hours will change with every city and system. The rule does not change. Early hours are your harvest. Middle hours are your treat and stretch period. Late hours are trust nothing raw time. Next, we talk about simple ways to make maybe dirty water safer with tools most people already own, and how to avoid turning one bad choice at the sink into a week of sickness in the middle of a blackout. If water is maybe dirty, you have 3 jobs: settle it, filter it, kill what your eyes cannot see. You do as many of those as you can with what you have. First, settle. If water looks cloudy or has visible bits, you let gravity help. Pour it into a clear container and leave it alone. An hour or more is better. Sand, rust, and heavy stuff sink. You pour the clearer top part into another container and leave the sludge at the bottom. You do not drink the sludge. You do not shake the container before you pour. You treat that bottom layer like trash or toilet water. Settling alone does not make water safe. It only gives you a cleaner start for the next step. Second, filter. At home scale, this means take the big stuff out and help any later kill step reach more germs. If you have a real water filter rated for bacteria and protozoa, you use it exactly as written. Slow and boring beats fast and sick. If you do not have one, you still have options. Pour settled water through clean cloth. T-shirt, bandana, coffee filter, even a clean sock in a pinch. Fold cloth so it is thick. Rinse it between batches. This does not remove tiny germs. It removes grit so heat or chemicals can do better work. You can also make a basic improvised filter for last resort use. Layers of clean sand, charcoal from a fire, rinsed first, and cloth in a bottle or bucket. Water goes in the top, trickles through, and comes out clear at the bottom. You remember one thing: clear does not mean safe. It only means ready for killing germs. Third, kill. Boiling is the simple king here.
Get water to a rolling boil with big bubbles. Keep it there for 1 full minute. If you live high in the mountains, make it 3. Then let it cool with a cover on. You do not add ice. You do not pour it back and forth in your dirty containers. Boiled water is for drinking, brushing teeth, and washing any dishes that will touch mouths. If fuel is tight or boiling is hard, chemical treatment helps. Household bleach, unscented, can disinfect clear water. The usual rough rule many emergency guides use is a few drops per liter of clear water. You stir, wait at least 30 minutes, and smell. A faint bleach smell is normal. You never dump bleach straight into a full barrel without measuring. You never use flavored or thickened products. If the water is cloudy, you settle and filter first. If you own proper water treatment tablets, you follow the box, not your memory. You can also use a mix of methods. Settled, filtered, then boiled is a solid chain. Settled, filtered, then treated with bleach or tablets is second best. Raw, cloudy top with no steps is last place when the system is stressed. Now, storage. Clean water hates being poured in and out of random buckets all day. You divide containers by job. Drinking water sits in containers with tight lids. You only open them to pour. You do not dip hands or cups inside. You do not top them off with untreated water. Working water for washing and flushing can sit in open tubs, buckets, or sinks. If someone drops a dirty rag in there, you do not care. Label containers if you can. Even tape and marker help. Drink, cook, wash, toilet. In the dark, labels and habits stop you from grabbing the wrong one half asleep. You do not have to live in fear of every droplet. You do have to respect the gap between system working and system broken. In a long outage, the biggest water mistake most people make is simple. They behave like day 1 on day 3. They treat a tap in a stressed network like the same friendly pipe from a normal Tuesday. They drink it raw. They keep long hot showers. They mix maybe clean water into their one verified clean stash. Then they wonder why half the house gets sick in the middle of a crisis. The second mistake is the opposite. They hit panic too early, refuse to use the tap at all, and never store anything while the water is still safe and strong. They waste the harvest window, then fight over bottled water with everyone else. Smart lives in the middle. Use the first hours to store more than you think you will need. Treat all late water like raw material that needs work. Do not mix maybe into yes. Boil or treat what you drink when the grid looks sick. You are not trying to become a water engineer. You are trying to stop the simple chain. Power dies, you trust the top too long, your gut fails you when you need it most.